Come on, Susie. Hurry up. The train has arrived.
Okay, Sidi. Let's go.
Susie, have you read Game at Twilight, the short story by Anita Desai?
Yeah. I read it last night.
It is about a group of children who play hide and seek, right?
Yes. A group of children from a big family who are very enthusiastic about playing outside the house.
At first, they are forbidden to go outside their home. But their mother finally agreed on the condition that they could only play on the veranda of the house.
And they decide to play hide and seek.
Yeah. As the game goes on, there is heated debate about who will be the it in the game. The it is finally decided. He is Hugh. And Rafi, one of the younger boys, hid in the warehouse and felt sure he would win the game.
This makes Rafi very happy because, so far, he has never won a game. However, when Rafi is hiding and can't be found, the other children have changed the game and forget Rafi, who is hiding somewhere. Despite this victory, his success seems to go unnoticed by the other kids who's starting another game.
Rafi's joy and pride in defeating the others seem to have disappeared. Rafi's primary objective and desire is to win the game and beat the other children.
Yes. So strong is his determination to win the game, that it carried him through the fear he felt while he was hiding in the warehouse. With this victory, Rafi wanted to show that he could compete with the other kids. So that, he felt he would be better than others. Something he did not feel before the game.
Early in the game, the writer describes birds drooping, and a dog stretched on a mat, during a way that they seems to be dead.
Yeah. This is similar to the description of Rafi, who is also as if he dead, lying quietly on the ground. Ironically, they didn't realize that Rafi was symbolically dying, killed by his failure to compete with them.
I agree. From this point, we can see that Rafi took the game seriously, while the other children only considered the game to be a killing time.
Yeah. Finally, Rafi felt hopeless and lost his desire to play games again with his opponent's children. By the way, I think we have arrived, Sidi.
I think so, Susie. Let's get off.
Have you done Boo Peppy's assignment? An essay about Naipaul's one out of many?
I haven't yet. I just finished reading it.
This story tells about Santosh, who is alone in America and tries to search his identity, right?
Yes. Santosh lived in Bombay as a cook to an Indian civil servant. He lived a happy life in Bombay. Despite having a wife and children in a remote village, Santosh had grown accustomed to the luxuries of his life.
But when his employer was transferred to Washington, D.C., Santosh became very anxious because he had to give up his lifestyle.
Yeah, fortunately his employer was able to take Santosh with him to America. But he warned that because of the rupee's weakness against the dollar, they should be careful with their finances.
He immediately regretted coming to the United States because he felt insecure and out of place. As soon as he arrived, he immediately realized that it was impossible for him to return to India. Then, he became aware of his own identity.
At first, he felt satisfied working for his employer. But after studying his face for a long time in his master's bathroom mirror, he realized that he was handsome. He then had a romantic experience with a black girl in an apartment building. However, due to his racist attitude, he did not feel comfortable with the relationship.
I see. He then began to question his identity and began to feel uncomfortable living with his employer. He is thrown into a whole new world with both different people and also different cultures.
Right. The suffering of his life, coupled with his new self-awareness, made Santosh close to Priya, a restaurant owner. Priya became a figure who made him find his identity again.
Yeah. He was a figure who reminds him of his life in Bombay. Because of this, she ran away from his employer and started working as a cook at Priya's restaurant.
But the restaurant job turned out to be a kind of trap too. Especially since Santosh found out that his presence in America is illegal. He could be deported.
Yeah, that's right. Priya then advised Santosh, if he wanted to become a US citizen, he had to marry the black woman. And finally Santosh married her.
Poor Santosh. He is now free in America, something his nation considers successful, but this does not make him happy. What can we conclude from Game at Twilight?
I think the plot of this story is not so important. If we see the plot, we just have a group of children who play hide-and-seek game. Just take a look at the writing style. Desai is known for her distinctive style and rich, sensuous imagery. Therefore, she does not give much importance to the plot. Instead, she describes the interior landscapes of her characters' minds.
I do agree with that. In Games at Twilight, we can see that the protagonist's mind is described psychologically. We can see into his childhood fears, emotions, perceptions, desires, and thought processes.
Yeah. Her narrative strategy of shifting point of view, from the omniscient to the limited third person, allows the reader to gain leisurely insights into the inner workings of Rafi's mind.
Besides, the use of graphic description and vivid imagery is so beautiful and make the story alive.
Yes. In the opening paragraph, she describes the oppressive and suffocating environment in the house. Then in the next paragraphs, the story is dramatized by the impact of hot atmosphere outside. She paints a verbal picture of listless life in the garden, through a series of visual images and vivid similes. Finally, the description of Twilight is characterized by soft and sensuous imagery appealing to all the bodily senses.
How about Naipaul's One Out of Many? Is it the same with Game at Twilight?
I don't think so, Sidi. Naipaul is focused on the theme in which a man from India is searching his identity in the capital of the world. Here, we see the story is told from a first-person point of view of the central character. So that, this makes a subjective exploration of character's psyche.
I see.
In my opinion, Santosh never tries to find the freedom and happiness in the West. Although he achieves his initial goal of becoming an American citizen, he is unhappy with his life in the West.
Yeah, I remember. He then looks in the mirror. He finds that he has changed. He cannot go back to Bombay and live the life he used to have before he moved to America.
Yes, I agree. Washington provides only a new type of imprisonment for him.
Yeah,